Today is very exciting because we are going to talk about our hometown, and I'm going to teach you lots of new vocabulary, grammar, phrases to help you have conversations with your friends about this great topic. First of all, if you're talking about your hometown, we need to be able to tell our friends and indeed our colleagues where it is located. And there's so many ways to do this. We might say that I come from the UK and I was born and bred in London. Now that phrase, born and bred, is really stunning. It shows the audience where you were born. It's a lovely phrase. Moreover, we can be a little bit more natural and say I was brought up in London. It's another great phrase. Or indeed, I was raised in London. All of these phrases basically mean the same thing, that London was the place that you were born. Next, let's reflect on how long you have lived in your hometown. Now, to do this, we can use the present perfect or the present perfect continuous, both of which are excellent. So, for example, I might say, I have lived in Vietnam for 5 years, or I've lived in Vietnam for 5 years. We could also say, I have been living in Vietnam for 10 years, or I have been living here for 10 years. So there's different options there that we can use when speaking about where we live. Now, of course, it is also excellent to talk about the location of your hometown. And we can do this in a number of ways. The most simple way is to simply say, which is located in the north. Be careful with pronunciation here. North, south, west, or east of Vietnam. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about if my hometown is Da Nang? Well, for Da Nang, we can say it is located on the east coast of Vietnam. So the coast is where the land reaches the sea. So you can use that in your speaking too. One problem is that many people know the location of Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang, but there are some places that we're not really so sure about the location, so you can describe them in relation to somewhere else. For example, my hometown is Long An, which is located to the south of Ho Chi Minh City. So located to the something of a big city. This is a really excellent phrase and structure that you can use in your speaking as well. Moving on, I want you to try and have a clear idea of what your hometown is famous for. And this is a really good way to develop your speaking. So perhaps it's famous for food, cultural events, industry, sports, or indeed weather. Whatever it is, try to think about something your hometown is famous for. And some useful structures you can use is to simply say, my hometown is famous for its something. A great example. Nha Trang is famous for its beautiful beaches. Now guys, try to give a little bit more detail. Nha Trang is famous for its beautiful beaches. Why? Oh, because they give people a great opportunity to relax and unwind. Moreover, people can walk up and down the golden sandy beaches and crystal clear waters and spend quality time with their family. Fantastic! The phrase is famous for something. The next one you can use is to say, oh, a popular attraction in my hometown is. Amazing! We might say, for example, a popular attraction in Hanoi is the War Museum. Really nice. Remember, try to give a little bit more detail. Why is the museum important? Well, because it allows us to learn about Vietnam's rich and diverse history, something you simply can't put a price on. Amazing phrase. Or you can just be a little bit more chatty, and say, most people in my hometown love something because. For example, most people in Ho Chi Minh City love the city because of its vibrant culture. We all know that Ho Chi Minh is a thriving metropolis, a busy city, and therefore there are lots of opportunities and attractions for people to enjoy. I hope that you will find these phrases particularly useful as well. You don't need to make everything really complicated. Keep it simple, but make it perfect. Next, let's talk about what the people in your hometown are like. Now, Vietnamese people, I'm sure you will agree, are famous for being so welcoming and kind. So you can talk about this when talking about your hometown. You might say that the local people in my hometown are very friendly, very kind, thoughtful, or, a really good word, hospitable. Now, be careful with that word hospitable, because many of my students get confused between hospitable and hospital. These are very different things. If someone is hospitable, it just means that they are very friendly. A better way to talk about this is to say, in my hometown, people are known for something. So maybe for their friendliness or for their thoughtfulness. It's a great one. Next, what do people do for a living in your hometown? Wow, so good. All of the different cities in Ho Chi Minh and Vietnam, they all have their unique culture. Therefore, if you talk about Nha Trang, for example, you can say a lot of people in Nha Trang work in the fishing industry. Amazing. In Ho Chi Minh City, people work in the hospitality industry. Or in Hanoi, they work in the government. Different industries for different places. Now, guys, it would not be an English with Charles podcast without putting this into use. So I want you to imagine that you are my friend and you ask me, hey, Charles, tell me about your hometown. Thank you so much for asking. I was born and bred in London, which is located in the south of England, about 100 kilometers south of Manchester, if you know Manchester United football team. My hometown, London, is famous for being the financial capital of Europe, with many popular attractions such as the London Eye. Many people love my hometown because of the vibrant atmosphere and mouth-watering cuisine on offer. I would say the people in my hometown are relatively friendly, although they are very determined and often difficult to approach due to the fact that London is so busy. I know what you're thinking. What do they do for a living? Well, a lot of people work in hospitality in London, but as mentioned before, it is also the financial capital of Europe, and therefore many people work in banking and the financial industry. To be honest, my hometown will always have sentimental value to me. You see, the chatty style when you're speaking, the passion, the enthusiasm when you speak is what makes you different. Please spend time to think about your hometown. Get together some sexy vocabulary so that you feel confident when people ask you about the place you were born. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment with any thoughts down below. Hit like and also subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.